Once you master quantum entanglement, your subconscious unlocks your hidden energy. Have you ever paused to wonder if the world around you is truly separate from yourself? If the people, events, and even your deepest thoughts are isolated islands floating alone in the vast ocean of life? Ancient Buddhist teachings and the latest discoveries in quantum physics both suggest something quite different: a profound, invisible web that connects everything and everyone. In the heart of Buddhist philosophy lies the concept of pratityasamutpad, or dependent origination, which teaches us that nothing exists independently. Everything arises because of conditions and causes, interwoven like threads in an intricate tapestry. This view is remarkably echoed in a surprising modern discovery known as quantum entanglement, a phenomenon where tiny particles remain mysteriously connected, regardless of the distance between them. Imagine two dice. You roll one here, and another is rolled miles away. But somehow, the outcome of one instantly influences the other, as if by some unseen thread. This is no magic. It is science revealing the interconnected nature of reality itself. And if the universe behaves like this on a microscopic level, what might this mean for us, living in the world of thoughts, emotions, and intentions? Buddhism tells us that the mind is not an isolated observer, but a participant in the grand play of existence. Our thoughts, emotions, and intentions ripple outward, influencing the world just as the particles in quantum entanglement affect one another. The subconscious mind, akin to a subtle energy field, constantly transmits and receives these vibrations, shaping our experience of reality. At first glance, the idea that our inner world can impact the outer might seem mystical. Yet, through mindful practice and understanding, this is an accessible truth. The Buddha himself emphasized the power of the mind. Mind precedes all phenomena. Mind is their chief. They are mind-made. When we cultivate wholesome thoughts, we plant seeds for peace and happiness. When negative, we invite suffering. In the coming pages, we will journey through this profound intersection of ancient wisdom and modern science. We will explore how understanding your subconscious and its connection to the universe can unlock hidden energy, leading to transformation even in the later chapters of life. The dance of interdependence, understanding dependent origination. At the heart of Buddhist wisdom lies a profound truth that reverberates through every aspect of existence. Nothing arises independently. This principle, known as pratityasamutpad, or dependent origination, teaches us that all things, seen and unseen, are connected through an intricate web of causes and conditions. It's a dance of interdependence, where every moment, every life, and every phenomenon comes into being only because of countless factors converging perfectly. Imagine a single flower blooming. It doesn't appear simply because it wants to. It grows because the sun shines, the rain falls, the soil is rich, and the gardener tends it with care. Remove any one element, and the flower cannot thrive. This simple yet powerful example reflects a universal truth. Just as the flower depends on many conditions, so too do our lives, emotions, and even our destinies unfold from countless, often invisible threads of connection. This is not just poetic metaphor. Buddhist philosophy invites us to see deeply into the nature of reality, to recognize that our very existence is woven into the fabric of everything else. Our thoughts, feelings, and actions are not isolated sparks, but waves spreading through this vast ocean of interbeing. When we act with kindness, generosity, and compassion, we send ripples that touch far beyond what the eye can see. Conversely, negativity and ill will sow seeds that entangle and bind us in suffering. Remarkably, modern science is catching up to this ancient insight. The phenomenon known as quantum entanglement reveals that particles, once connected, remain mysteriously linked no matter how far apart they travel, defying the limits of space and time. What happens to one instantaneously influences the other, suggesting a hidden unity beneath apparent separateness. It's as if the universe is whispering the same truth the Buddha shared. We are all deeply connected, parts of an indivisible whole. But the Buddhist view goes beyond physical particles. This invisible web is spiritual and mental. It is shaped by our consciousness itself. Our intentions, emotions, and mental states are active participants in this cosmic dance. When we cultivate mindfulness and loving kindness, we harmonize our inner energy with the universal flow, creating conditions for peace and awakening. not only for ourselves, but for the entire interconnected world. This understanding brings profound meaning and responsibility. It tells us that no one is truly alone. Our joys and sorrows echo in the lives of others. The seeds we plant within our hearts grow outward, influencing the world in ways seen and unseen. It invites us to cultivate awareness, to recognize how our inner life shapes the outer reality, and to step gently with compassion in a world that is ultimately one. Your mind as a powerful energy field. In both the cutting edge of science and the timeless wisdom of Buddhism, the mind is recognized as something far greater than mere electrical impulses firing inside the brain. It is an energy field, a living force that extends beyond the physical boundaries of the body, shaping not only our own health and well-being, but also the environment and people around us. Modern research underscores this profound truth. The HeartMath Institute, for example, has shown that the human heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond the body. This isn't just a physical phenomenon. It reflects a deep connection between our emotions, intentions, and the subtle energies that influence the world we live in. When our hearts are calm and open, this field carries a vibration of peace and harmony. When our emotions are turbulent, this energy becomes distorted, affecting not only ourselves, but those we encounter. Buddhism speaks to this very reality through the practices of metta, loving kindness, and karuna, compassion. These are not just abstract virtues, but active forces that radiate from the heart, calming the mind and uplifting those around us. When you cultivate genuine loving kindness, your energy shifts. You become a source of warmth and healing, sending ripples of goodwill that can touch even strangers. This radiant energy is the language of the heart, a silent communication that transcends words. It aligns you with the universal flow, the vast interconnected web of existence where every being is linked. When your intentions are rooted in kindness, your personal energy harmonizes with this cosmic rhythm, making your presence a source of peace in a restless world. Consider how your own emotional state influences those nearby. Have you noticed how a smile, a gentle word, or even a calm presence can change the atmosphere in a room? This is the power of your energy field at work. It's an invitation to awaken to the responsibility and the potential that lies in every thought and feeling. From a Buddhist perspective, this awareness invites a daily practice of mindfulness and compassion. As we recognize the power of our inner state to shape outer realities, we cultivate habits that nurture peace within and radiate it outward. It's a call to live with intentionality, understanding that the kindness we sow is not a small act, but a seed in the fertile ground of universal energy. So, your mind is not just a receiver of information or a processor of thoughts. It is an active participant in the unfolding of life. It vibrates with the energy you nurture, influencing your health, your relationships, and the world at large. To live wisely is to honor this power, embracing practices that purify and elevate our inner field, so that we may contribute to the harmony and healing of the collective whole. Subconscious patterns, the seeds of karma. Beneath the surface of our waking minds lies a vast and powerful realm, the subconscious. This hidden part of our being quietly governs much of what we think, feel, and do, often without our conscious awareness. It is the soil where the seeds of our beliefs, habits, and memories take root and grow, shaping the landscape of our daily reality. In Buddhist thought, this inner garden is intimately connected to the concept of karma, not simply fate or punishment, but the natural law of cause and effect, acting through the subtle workings of our mind and actions. Karma is the imprint left by past deeds, words, and thoughts, planting seeds that eventually sprout into the conditions and experiences we encounter. Our subconscious mind, then, is like the fertile ground that holds these karmic seeds. If that ground is rich with doubt, fear, or limiting beliefs, those shadows will shade the life we live, influencing the relationships we form, the opportunities we attract, and even the recurring patterns that keep us stuck. These are not random occurrences, but the natural blossoming of what has been sown deep within. Imagine a farmer tending to his fields. He understands that if he wishes to harvest healthy crops, he must carefully weed out the harmful plants and nourish the soil with good seeds. Likewise, we are called to become mindful gardeners of our subconscious, recognizing the mental patterns that no longer serve us and consciously choosing to uproot them. This process is not one of judgment or shame, but of compassionate awareness. It's about seeing clearly what lies beneath and lovingly tending to our inner world. When negative patterns arise, whether they be self-doubt, anger, or attachment, we observe them with gentle curiosity rather than resistance. In doing so, we create the space needed for transformation. Planting positive intentions is the act of sowing new karmic seeds. These might be intentions of kindness, patience, generosity, or forgiveness. Over time, as these wholesome seeds take root, they begin to change the energetic field within and around us. Our thoughts and actions become more aligned with peace and harmony, and the world responds accordingly. Buddhism offers practical tools for this inner work: meditation to cultivate mindfulness, reflection to understand the origins of our suffering, and ethical living to support positive karmic growth. By engaging in these practices, we gradually cleanse the subconscious soil, allowing the seeds of wisdom and compassion to flourish. This understanding invites us to take responsibility, not as a burden, but as an empowering truth. We are not helpless victims of fate, but active participants in shaping our destiny through the quality of our inner life. Every thought, every intention becomes a seed that will grow into the conditions of our future. Thus, the work of tending our subconscious patterns is a sacred practice, a daily opportunity to nurture the roots of freedom and happiness. It calls us to patience and perseverance, reminding us that true transformation unfolds over time through consistent care and unwavering compassion toward ourselves and all beings. The power of meditation and mindful awareness. When it comes to transforming the deep-rooted patterns within our subconscious, the shadows of fear, anger, and attachment, Buddhist meditation offers a profound and accessible path. Meditation is not just a quiet practice, it is an active engagement with the mind's inner workings, a sacred space where insight and healing begin. By sitting in quiet mindfulness, simply observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment or resistance, you start to peel back the layers of mental noise that usually drown out our awareness. This mental chatter, endless worries, self-criticism, and reactive emotions clouds our understanding of what truly drives our behavior. Meditation slows this noise down, allowing the subconscious to rise gently to the surface, revealing the habitual patterns that often operate unseen. It is here, in this calm, attentive presence, that real transformation takes root. Awareness itself is a powerful medicine. When you watch your mind's activities with kindness and curiosity, you create the space for change. You no longer identify fully with negative thoughts or destructive emotions. Instead, you begin to see them as passing clouds, not fixed realities. From this place of mindful observation, you can start to gently reprogram your mind. Visualization becomes a tool to nurture positive change. Imagining yourself embodying qualities like patience, joy, or forgiveness sends clear signals to your subconscious, planting seeds of transformation. Affirmations, when spoken or silently repeated with heartfelt intention, become chants that resonate deep within your being, reshaping your inner landscape. Gratitude, too, is a potent practice. It shifts your energetic frequency by redirecting your attention from lack to abundance, from suffering to appreciation. This shift ripples through your entire being, aligning your vibrations with harmony and well-being. Consider the story of an elder monk who carried a heavy burden of resentment toward a lifelong adversary. For years, the tension between them poisoned his peace. But through consistent daily meditation and the cultivation of metta, loving kindness, the monk's heart began to soften. What was once a hardened barrier of hostility transformed into a gentle bridge of compassion. Though the adversary remained unchanged, the invisible energy between them shifted profoundly. Peace replaced tension. This story is a vivid testament to how inner transformation is not confined to personal serenity. It extends outward, influencing relationships, communities, and beyond. This transformative power is rooted in the principle that our minds are not isolated entities, but dynamic energy fields. Meditation tunes us into the subtle vibrations of these fields, allowing us to shift discord into harmony. It's a reminder that change does not always come from external circumstances, but arises from the quiet revolution within. In this way, meditation is both a refuge and a catalyst. A refuge where the mind finds rest and clarity, and a catalyst that sparks the unfolding of wisdom, compassion, and healing. For anyone seeking to break free from habitual suffering and nurture a life of peace and freedom, mindfulness meditation offers a timeless and practical gateway. Aligning with the flow of the universe. At the core of Buddhist teaching lies the profound truth of anicca, the impermanence of all things. Nothing in life is fixed or permanent. Everything is in a constant state of flux, rising and falling like the waves of an endless ocean. This fundamental reality invites us to embrace letting go, releasing our grasp on what we cannot control, and finding peace within the flow of change. Resisting this natural flow, whether it be through attachment, fear, or stubbornness, is a root cause of suffering. When we try to hold on to things, relationships, ideas, outcomes, we set ourselves up for frustration and pain because the very nature of existence is movement and transformation. This resistance is like swimming against a powerful current. The more we fight, the more exhausted we become. True surrender in Buddhism is not about giving up or passivity. It's a conscious, courageous choice to trust the process of life itself. It means holding a steady intention, clear, compassionate, and wise, while simultaneously releasing the need to control exactly how and when things unfold. This is the delicate dance of effort and acceptance, much like the elegant mystery of quantum entanglement, where particles remain connected and responsive across time and space, yet their interactions unfold beyond our direct control. This balance between intentional action and serene surrender is where we find harmony with the vast interconnected field that underlies all existence. When we align ourselves with this flow, our energy no longer battles the currents of life, but moves with them, creating a rhythm of ease and grace. From a compassionate perspective, this alignment also means embracing the unknown with an open heart. Life may present challenges, setbacks, or unexpected turns, but these are not punishments or obstacles. They are part of the cosmic dance, invitations to deepen our wisdom and cultivate patience. Imagine a river flowing steadily toward the sea. It does not force its way, but adapts to the contours of the land, carving a path with gentle persistence. So too can we learn to move through life, holding firm to our values and intentions while remaining flexible and open to what arises. This path of alignment is deeply healing. It softens the tight grip of anxiety and fear, replacing it with a sense of trust and belonging. It reminds us that we are not isolated beings, struggling alone, but integral parts of a vast, interconnected whole. When we surrender wisely, we tap into a source of strength that is both personal and universal. In practical terms, this means cultivating mindfulness to recognize when we are resisting, practicing patience when outcomes don't meet expectations, and returning again and again to the steady flame of intention rooted in compassion. Through this journey, we awaken to a life lived in harmony, not with rigid control, but with gentle flow. A life where our inner peace becomes a guiding current that shapes not just our own path, but also gently influences the wider world around us. There is a timeless story of an elderly meditation master who, after decades of practice and reflection, came to a profound realization. All beings are intricately connected through the principle of dependent origination, or pratitya samutpad. One day, sitting quietly under a spreading tree, he reflected on how every joy and sorrow in his life was not isolated, but deeply intertwined with the lives of others, like threads woven tightly into a vast cosmic tapestry. He understood that the anger, fear, and suffering he once felt were not personal curses, but waves in the vast ocean of interconnected causes and conditions. This insight softened his heart, opening him to greater compassion for himself and all living beings caught in the dance of karma and rebirth. Similarly, consider the story of an elderly woman who, throughout her life, often found herself caught in cycles of resentment and agitation. Reflecting on her past, she recalled moments when her mind was clouded by dosa, the Buddhist term for anger and ill will, that stirred storms in her relationships and inner peace. It was through regular meditation and mindful contemplation that she gradually learned to observe these turbulent emotions without judgment. With each session of sitting quietly and returning to the breath, she practiced releasing her grip on grudges and the desire for control. Slowly, she experienced the deep healing power of letting go, a liberation from the chains of reactive mind states. Her heart grew lighter, and the waves of inner turmoil calmed, revealing a stillness that had always been present beneath the surface. These stories remind us that liberation begins with the recognition of our shared interconnectedness and the gentle practice of surrendering the mental habits that bind us. Through meditation and compassionate awareness, we cultivate the wisdom to see beyond separation and the courage to release the burdens that no longer serve us. The journey of practicing Buddhism is not simply about changing surface-level thoughts or adopting new beliefs. It is a profound, comprehensive transformation of the entire mind stream, an inner alchemy that touches the very roots of who we are. This transformation is inseparable from our understanding of karma and dependent origination, the cosmic laws of cause and effect, and interconnectedness that weave us deeply into the fabric of the universe. When we purify our hearts and minds, cultivating qualities like compassion, wisdom, and mindfulness, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life. This inner purity is not just an abstract ideal, it manifests outwardly. Our actions become more skillful, our relationships more harmonious, and the circumstances of our lives begin to shift in subtle yet meaningful ways. True peace and lasting happiness arise not from external achievements or possessions, but from this deep internal shift. As the Buddha taught, when the mind is tranquil and free from defilements, the world around us reflects that same clarity and peace. Our lived experience becomes a mirror of our inner state. This insight invites us to embrace our practice as a lifelong process, a sacred path of self-discovery and awakening. It calls us to patience and perseverance, recognizing that profound change unfolds gradually, like a lotus blossoming in the quiet depths of a still pond. Ultimately, through dedication to this path, we come to realize that we are not isolated individuals, but integral parts of an interconnected whole. Our personal transformation contributes to the healing of the wider world. In this way, the practice of Buddhism is not only a journey inward, but also an offering outward, a compassionate response to the suffering and confusion that touches all beings. What we've uncovered today isn't just abstract theory or spiritual fluff. This video is packed with profound insights, rooted in both ancient Buddhist wisdom and cutting-edge science that can fundamentally change the way you understand your mind, your energy, and your place in the universe. If you want to truly unlock the hidden forces shaping your reality, you need to watch this video all the way through. Don't miss a single moment, because every part connects to build the bigger picture, one that could transform your life in ways you never imagined. Now, here's where you come in. If this message resonates, if you feel that spark of curiosity or the urge to explore deeper, don't just watch and scroll away. Hit that like button, drop a comment below, sharing your thoughts or questions. Let's start a conversation. And most importantly, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you won't miss any future videos that dive even deeper into these life-changing ideas. Remember, the journey to awakening your true potential is just beginning. This video is your gateway, but the path is yours to walk, and we'll be walking it together. Stay curious, stay open, and keep tuning in. Your transformation awaits. Are you ready?